I want to tell you the top 3 reasons why I love my Kindle. The first thing is it is way easier to hold. Sometimes you read a small paperback and sometimes you read a large hardcover book, and those are very different experiences. When you're trying to hold a large heavy hardcover over your head if you're on a couch or something like that reading, it's very uncomfortable after some time. Also, if you have a really long book and you're at the very start of it, it's awkward because you have so much book over here and not much book over here, so it gets really awkward until you're about an eighth of the book through. Well, with something like a Kindle, you don't have that issue. It's so small, it's so light, you can hold it in one hand, you can hold it in 2 hands, and I actually got a pop socket that I put on the back of my Kindle, and now it's even easier to hold because you can truly use it one-handed and even change the pages. It is a much more ergonomic experience, and I get way less hand fatigue when I'm using a Kindle for 8 hours as compared to reading a regular book, especially a large one, for like an hour. Next, and this might be the most important one, I find it way easier to read. The first of those reasons is that this has a backlit screen. So this can go from very bright, brighter than I've ever wanted it to go, all the way down to not having the backlight on, but this means that you can always find the perfect level for your reading environment. I read a lot laying down, I just find that the easiest, and you have to orient your book in such a manner that it catches the light that you can read without a lot of eye strain. In some environments, you might have to turn on a light, you might have to change where you sit, it's just not very convenient. Well, with something like this, having a backlit screen, that problem completely goes away. Any environment, outside, inside, complete dark, it doesn't matter. You can totally customize the lighting on it. The other part of that is the e-ink screen. If you've never seen an e-ink screen in person, you're thinking it's like a phone screen or like an iPad screen. It's not. It's a different beast altogether. It really looks like it's written on the page itself. You can't really see any pixels or anything like that, and you can make the text as large or as small as you want. So it's just a way more customizable, eye-friendly reading experience. The last thing that I love took me a minute to realize, but I prefer not having physical books. Now, I'm the kind of person that used to save every book that I read, and I didn't read that much, maybe 1 or 2 books a year kind of thing, but I had a large collection of books that I accrued over time. Well, if you ever move, that is a massive pain. It takes up a lot of space in your house once you build up a good collection, and if you're not the kind of person who's going to go back and reread a book later, there's not that much point of just hoarding a bunch of books if you don't ever plan to do anything with them again. Once you switch over to the Kindle ecosystem, well, you just own digital books now. So you can fit 10, 100, a couple hundred books on this thing, and you can be changing multiple books on the go. Overall, I find it much more convenient, and I'm really not missing owning the physical books, though I definitely do like the fact that when you own a physical book, they can't go back and change it later, and they always can with the digital book. One bonus feature, as this is a digital book, it also has a dictionary built in. So if you come across a word that you don't know what it is, simply hold your finger on it and it's going to define the word for you, which is a very handy feature if you're the kind of person that likes to build their vocabulary as they read. So overall, I am a huge fan of my Kindle. There's no way I'm going back to regular books, and the #1 compliment I could ever give this thing is I read 10 times more since I got my Kindle as compared to when I was just reading normal books.